Hello all. Well, today here in San Francisco, very windy, about 65 degrees, and yesterday we had our first major fire in the area. It was over in Fairfield, which is always the first place that fires start because it's full of people and they like to go start the fire season off with a bang. So had a several acre wood and grass fire, which is now out. But it's the beginning of the fire season here in California. Let's go this way and do a video. So California is heading into its dry season of summer weather, the driest on record. The Central Valley Farm Belt is increasingly interested in reusing oil field wastewater to irrigate crops. So that's the water that is left over when they're drilling for oil, and they put it through a process of somewhat cleaning it. It's sort of like a two-stage. The oil floats on top and the rest of it sinks down. They use that water to irrigate fields here in Central California, and they have for years found no elevated risk to human health or crop safety. Oh, not what I found. The ratio of wastewater to oil extracted water has more than doubled over the last 20 years. In 1990s, 6 billion gallons was used. Now they use 10 billion gallons of oil wastewater per year. And in Kern County, more than 14 billion gallons of oil water saturates nearly 100,000 acres of farmland. That is about 11%. Researchers have found salt, boron, and petrohydrocarbons in the wastewater. Radioactive elements are also found in the wastewater, and the researchers say that it has no risk to human or crops as well. Well, okay, if you believe that, then you go right ahead and eat conventional food, conventional crops. I continuously recommend using organic produce to keep from getting these chemicals in your water and in your crops and in your food, which then you're eating and over time will accumulate in your body. And the researchers who are paid by the oil companies say it's safe to eat. Do you believe that? If you do, put it down in the description area. Tell me what you think about oil wastewater being used as crop irrigation here in Central California. Because of the drought, the water that they used to get from the aquifer is now depleting or has been depleted, so they have no other choice but to use wastewater from oil wells that are being drilled and the water that comes up with that. Now, a lot of the stuff that's left over after the water is filtered out, the oily water is then pumped down into the ground at such high pressure that sometimes that water will find its way back up to the surface and will spew out water for days or weeks. This chemical concoction getting into streams and rivers and onto natural environments, depending on where it comes up at. But they're having more and more trouble with that as well, thinking that you can just throw your junk away down underneath the ground. You put it down there in such high pressure, eventually it will find itself back up, either going into aquifers or up out into the ground itself, poisoning the ground. And people don't notice it because it comes out sometimes at a slow rate or sometimes at a fast rate, but at a very small amount of time, like 2 or 3 days. So with that, I appreciate all the comments on the last video, the ups and downs, the new subscribers, and until next time.